This is something I just wrote earlier today. This is just something I wrote earlier today, going into how I feel and the situation I'm going through at the moment. I title it Reinventing Myself from the Ground Up. The hard part about reinventing myself is getting rid of the clutter in my mind, the old habits that's got me nowhere, the way of thinking that keeps me from leaving my comfort zone, and the inner voice that constantly reminds me of all my limitations. Voices I swear are derived from my dead grandmother. I've always tried to be the good guy and do the decent thing, but I'm finding out it was just another means of playing it safe, of not challenging the order, not going against the wave, and not causing any ripples in the water. But we live in a world that was built on those things. Honestly, I do not know where to start, except to go to the nearest bookstore and buy a few books on the subject. And I think a good book to start with, which I find appropriately titled, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Blank, as that is how I feel at this time. Perhaps once I'm done with it, I'll read How to Win Friends and Influence People, because as of now, I'm not even my own friend. Even now, I'm allowing distractions, an easy escape from me actually getting up and doing something about it. Sitting in front of my computer writing about it sure helps, but still I'm just sitting in front of a computer without actually moving forward. So now I'm thinking to myself, I should just get up, jump in the shower, get dressed, and go to the goddamn bookstore. Okay, I am actually back from the bookstore. I took my own advice. I jumped in the shower, got dressed, pretty much put on the same thing I was wearing earlier, and decided I would go to the bookstore and do exactly what I felt like I should do instead of writing. So I got the book, I had it, and normally I go to a bookstore. I go to the department that I think that the book would be at, and I just dart up there and not interact with anyone. So today I decided, I got dressed, against my better judgment, I suppose, and just headed to the bookstore, and I felt like I should just go to the receptionist. This way I kind of introduced myself to the bookstore. I introduced myself to the people in the bookstore by going to the receptionist and saying, "Hi, I'm looking for a book or two, and can you help me with this?" Even though I know I could just go up to the section I know it's at, I felt like I needed the interaction. I needed to prove that I exist for that moment of time. So I went to the receptionist and asked her if they had the book, and they did. She said it was behind me, and this is actually the book I got, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a whatever that word is. But while I'm there, I also decided I'll get another book, Atomic Habits. I was told that this might be a good book to read too, so I figured, let me not cover his name, so I figured I'll read this book too. And I'll start from there, because at this time of my life, things are not really going as planned. I still have yet found a job, so I'm really concerned and worried about what next month is going to bring to me. I've not been in this situation in a long time, so I figured my old habits are not really helping me out. So I got these books to hopefully guide me in the right direction. And it's not just almost dropped that. It's not just the book that helps me. It's the idea that I got up, got dressed, got in the shower, got dressed, and then went to the bookstore spontaneously, went up to the receptionist and asked for the book itself instead of just going to that. That in itself was me changing habits. So if nothing else, I did that. And I'm actually, small steps make me proud. And that was a small step. So I'll read these books, and I'll actively read these books. In other words, I won't just read chapter to chapter. I would actually take a highlight, mark down the information that I think potent at the time, underline them, write them on a little notepad or a index card, quotes that I think need to be remembered, that I might need to go back to as a reference. So right now, this is where I'm at, and this is what I'm going to do, and I'll probably continue these videos and let you know my progress, and see where it goes from there. Until then, life is what you make it. Take care of yourself. Okay, bye.